Hey everybody, this is Tobias Haglin, Area Director for Young Life in East County, and I am recording this video from my home yet again. Yes, we are still in quarantine here in San Diego, California. We've gotten some restrictions lifted up, but Young Life is still in a really interesting place, and because of just things that are going on, and also the cultural climate is kind of crazy. I'm hoping that maybe today we can give you a little bit of a picture of what Young Life is doing in the community and what its amazing adult Young Life volunteers are doing in the lives of kids. One of the first things that I want to kind of jump into, especially when things are feel so heavy and feel so burdensome, I think that one of the things where we can get lost is that um, hindsight's 2020. You know, we can look back on the world and what's gone down in it and things that have happened, and we can have a better sense of what's going on and maybe what took place. And it's always easier to look back than to try to look forward. And I love being a part of the Young Life Ministry, especially here in East County, because there's so many ways that I can look back and see what the purpose is of what we do and what the impact is and what I can expect to see long term. Because while the coronavirus thing is big and while social and racial tensions seem really heavy right now, um, there is good news. There is hope for the future. I believe that God is transforming our world, transforming our people. I believe He's transforming the lives of young people through places like Young Life. And I know that one of the most amazing benefits of who we are as a mission and what we do is that even though things are heavy and even though things are hefty and tough and complex, there are a lot of teenagers in East County that are not going through it alone, that are not standing by themselves trying to figure out how to process what's going on. There are so many kids who have a Young Life leader to lean on, who have an adult that cares for them, loves them, sees them for who they are, and stands up for them and stands alongside of them, no matter who they are, and helps walk them through life. And when coronavirus is over, and when we begin to see social justice come and things change, hopefully for the better long term, while those things all change, either for better or for worse, the Young Life leader stays constant, stays consistent. And so I love this story. At the beginning there, it's just something I noticed on one of our Zoom calls with all of our volunteers. Um, I think there's proof for that. I'm not just saying that out of hope or it would be nice, but I can point to the evidence of how Young Life leaders stay connected and stay a part of the lives of young people, and how that creates this long, consistent source of support and discipleship and mentorship and life. And so I just thought that was really fun, and that was a really cool thing to share. Some other things that I think are great and we're celebrating is our high school team did a really cool senior pictures thing. So a lot of students are missing out on opportunities to celebrate becoming a senior and graduation. And so some of our Young Life volunteers got together and put together a high school senior pictures thing. And Raylene Montgomery was a rock star in putting that together at the park, and they were able to do all their social distancing. And it's just what a creative thing to do, that when we can't gather and be together, to find ways to love kids well and to celebrate them. That just blows my mind. Which leads me to the next story of what Kristen Dreesen and her team of Young Lives volunteers have done in celebrating mothers for Mother's Day. Like, it sucks to be doing Mother's Day in the middle of coronavirus stuff, but I hope you and like me and like my friend Mike Atkinson, you will probably watch or just look at some of these photos and begin to cry, because you understand, many of you know some of these young women's stories because you've been following our newsletters, and you know who they are and you know what they've been through, and you know what a joy it is to see these young moms, these teenagers, love their kids well. Um, yeah, that just blows my mind, and I'm so happy that we get to be a part of it. Like, what a gift that we get to be a part of that thing. And I've said creativity a couple times. One of the other things that's really neat is just how creative our Young Life College team has been. I mean, talk about a bunch of goofs just figuring it out and trying anything to make it work. They have just impressed the crap out of me. Excuse me, but like, wow, seriously, the things they've tried, online Jeopardy, online other shows, because I don't watch game shows, but they have wrapped in, and I don't think they do either, but they wrapped in like all these shows, and then they even did like a Muppets Club, and they did like a seniors club. So we all dressed up like old people. That's a picture of me in a mask there with my old man mask. I hope I don't look like that when I'm older, but I just got to give kudos to them. They have knocked it out of the park in saying, hey, we're not just going to fall victim to this season of life. We're going to find ways to bring that same humor and that same fun and that same spark of joy and life into our Young Life College experience that we would bring to any club where we to be together. And so I just love the heart of that. It's just such the heart of a Young Life leader. And then also to another group that I'm just so grateful that we have and get to be a part of is our committee. Our committee is adults that are part of the community that um, want to support Young Life. Maybe they don't have the time or the ability to be a Young Life leader, but they want to use their gifts to benefit the mission of Young Life because they understand what it takes to do this and what it takes for our staff to go out every week and pull this off and what it takes for our adult volunteers to go out and mentor kids throughout the year. And so they come alongside of us and they help provide all kinds of structural and financial and logistical support. And we are looking for more adults who want to be a part of that team of people who are committed to seeing this mission succeed and seeing kids come to know Christ because of who we are and what we do. And there's just some names you might recognize. I encourage you, if you know any of them, reach out to them, ask them about it. There's two different ways to volunteer with committee. One of them is committee members. Committee members are part of a voting group of people that meet monthly and take on responsibilities over general task assignments within the Young Life mission. You can see some of them. It's being the chair or working on finance or prayer or marketing or caring for our donors, volunteers, and staff. And then we have other people who are committee partners, who are people that maybe can't commit to be part of a board style environment, but want to take on a single task within the mission of Young Life that they feel called to help with. And so we have people that help us with church relations, with communications, and even with writing grants. And so there's lots of ways to help out, participate. If you've ever thought, like, man, I'd love to contribute in more than just prayer or giving, this is a great way to do that. And it's non-committal to have a conversation. So let me know if you're interested in that, or you can talk to our committee chair, Bob Burton. He would be happy to meet with you and talk more about it. But if that's you, please let us know. You can see a little bit of pictures of just what some of the committee have done to just care for our people so well. I just love that. Also, lastly, is if you need prayer, we've started a prayer network inside of our ministry for kids and leaders to request prayer for things going on in their world. And um, if you would like prayer as a donor or somebody who's part of our community, we would love for you to be able to send that in. We have a committed group of over 30 people that pray for what's going on in our area and what's going on in the lives of kids and leaders and donors. So if you want to send a prayer in, we would encourage you to do that. It's fully anonymous. Your name won't be shared. But if you would like to also be one of the people praying, all you have to do is text Warrior, all caps, in that number that's listed there, and you will begin to receive prayer requests every week on prayer requests that we have in the area. Sometimes it's just a few, and sometimes we have heavy weeks, but it is always a joy to pray for kids and leaders and donors and other things going on in our area. So please feel free to do that. There's some more photos down there, just some of the stuff our volunteers have been creative in doing and some of the kid responses. One of the best things that we've done is been able to go drop off food with kids. It's an excuse to drop by, and I just think it's been so much fun to be able to be a part of that. And as a reminder, Team Kia Mazda of El Cajon is still doing their benefit to help support some local nonprofits. We are one of the 5 nonprofits that you can donate to if you purchase a car through them. And so if you're needing a new whip or needing a new ride and have been looking to trade in or buy a new car, please check them out because they support Young Life and yeah, it's a great reason to check somebody out, I think. But that's all for this month. I hope you're as impressed by how our team, in the midst of such restriction and limitation, has been creative and committed and faithful to the call to reach and to love young people who don't know Jesus. I've just been blown away. If you want to see more of what we're doing on the regular, you can check out our social media, which are all linked at the bottom. And if you feel called to give during this time to help us kind of get through this pandemic period, there's a giving link just at the bottom of the article at the top. And we'd love for you to consider doing that. So we hope you're doing well. If there's anything we can do to pray for you or support you, please let us know. Thank you so much for everything that you do to support the people that make Young Life happen. You are one of them, and we deeply, deeply appreciate you. Hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next month.